Okay, we talked about the Cavs getting better shots tonight because of their offensive schemes and making the extra pass. And here LeBron makes a read after getting double teamed, skips one defender into the corner for a wide open J.R. Smith. But let's look at and see how that exactly happened. As Tristan Thompson comes up and sets the screen for LeBron and he takes the ball off the screen, that forces the double team of Zaza and LeBron's defender. As Thompson rolls to the basket, this defender has to come in and help. And now this defender on Kevin Love has to split both players in the middle. LeBron makes that read, skips the ball over the top into a wide open shooter, J.R. Smith in the corner for a wide open shot.
Great breakdown, Stu. And as we get you back to the queue, it is a 13-point advantage for the Cavaliers. A three-ball right here will tighten things up and really increase the suspense in this game 4, and a foul away from the ball on Iman Shumpert. And Mike Breen and Jeff Van Gundy and Mark Jackson still trying to make sense of was it a Steve Kerr tech or a Draymond tech at this point?
Yeah, it's hard to understand how they don't get that resolved, because at halftime, generally, the officials have to go and confirm who technical fouls are made on or called upon. Going back to the game, too, though, that last play there, Iman Shumpert, away from the basketball, picks up a foul while they're in the penalty. Like, you got to understand time, score, and penalty in situations like this. In a must-win game, you can ill afford to give Steph Curry, Draymond, Clay, Kevin Durant. You can't give those guys free throws. You can't give Golden State an opportunity to set their defense.
Greg, 86% in the first 3 games from the foul line for Golden State. 86%. You don't want to put them on the line.
No.
You know, it feels like an error in baseball. You know, you hear managers say, we got 27 outs. We can't give them 28 or 29 outs. It sort of feels like that.
Yeah. And this is that stretch we were talking earlier, Stu and Coach. They're getting into their rotation now, are the Cavs, where they have not really had much of an impact. Can these guys somehow find a way to give them something?
Deron Williams finally with his first basket of the finals after 11 misses through the first 3 games.
Thought he might have gotten away with the travel there, too.
Right when he caught it. As soon as he caught it and he took off, it could have easily been called a travel, but nobody needed a bucket more than Deron and the Cavs at that moment.
Iguodala stymied by LeBron. Here's Livingston, mid-range game. Can't believe he missed it over Deron Williams. And
I tell you what,
that foul will go against Cleveland.
But again, great offensive execution and recognition, putting Korver in difficult situations. On that one there, he's got to go down and try to keep Zaza Pachulia off the backboard. And I tell you what, that's a tough way to get a foul called against you if you're Kyle Korver.
Pachulia 1 of 2 at the line in this game. And he cuts into the 14-point lead. It is 13, Czar.
Well, right now, I see Cleveland as a team struggling to try and find ways to score the basketball. Everything is slowed down for them. The defense is picked up for Golden State, which makes it a little bit tougher. And Golden State sees this thing as being right in front of them with this amount of time remaining in the game.
And Zaza once again splits the free throw. Stu, talk to me about fatigue. Are you seeing any fatigue from Cleveland, any less activity from Cleveland as this game goes along?
Well, we're not going to know here until about midway through the 4th quarter, because when Kyrie and LeBron in particular start to get up into that 38-minute range, if there's going to be fatigue, that's when it's going to set in. And listen, this lead, even here at 16 for the Warriors, is not the same 16-point lead for a normal team. I mean, they have the ability to go on those runs. We've seen them. All it takes is one to get this back under 10, and we've got a game.
But I tell you what, that 3-point shot there that was knocked down by Kyle Korver was huge. In part, not only that he makes it, but how they got it. It was great execution, good ball movement there, and you can see a little bit of a scuffle. It's heated, it's intense down there. And these guys are fighting, and you're probably going to get a technical foul or a double text called in a situation like that.
Guys, I want you to watch on the replay. And I don't know if it was intentional or not, but it looked like Zaza Pachulia sort of kicked up into the groin area of Iman Shumpert. And maybe we'll that'll be confirmed on the
they're
replay
going to go,
or
well,
not.
you just
but
saw them ask for him to go replay it.
when Zaza's down on the ground, watch it, and wait for it to right there. Yeah, that didn't look intentional. He's just fighting for the ball. But we've seen some of that activity. Last year, Draymond and LeBron. Obviously, Draymond and Steven Adams. So I wanted to keep my eye on that.
I don't know. There's a punch. What you didn't see was the punch that was thrown there to the groin. And that's what they're going to look at. It wasn't so much the kick, which I do think was inadvertent, but what we just saw on that replay, that there was an arm that went to the groin area.
The second replay from behind clearly shows the arm coming up into the groin area. The first one, the kick, as Greg said, that was not intentional.
No.
It was just a leg as they're scuffling. But then the arm, you see it from the back one. And
they're going to go and review
look
that.
at
That's
the
a
bench.
big play.
Bench is kind of talking to people behind them there.
Well, you know, with the finals, you're going to have one heightened security. You got a ton of people there, and there's some kind of a skirmish. You see the security and the police out there at this point. It is intense, to say the least.
Could be the final home game for Cleveland this season.
And let's see if we can see it on this angle. We were so focused on the feet initially, but we didn't see the right hand of Pachulia. Watch right here. You're going to see as he comes away, Shumpert, he definitely got a shot. And we've had enough groin action in the NBA finals the last couple years.
Particularly between these two teams. Well, it's the whole reason the officials go to the replay. They have the ability, when you have an altercation like this on the floor, to go to the replay, and then they can, following the replay, issue flagrant fouls, technical fouls, or any other punishment.
There was two of them that the first time you could argue he was pulling away, and you see a fan there a little overzealous, won't be watching the end of this one from his seats.
That fan was talking with Matt Barnes, and he has been ejected. And it looked like Matt Barnes, who's had emotional issues, obviously, in the past, was doing a decent job of controlling himself.
You know, now it's important to note now, if they go to the replay and determine that he did take a swing, whether he makes contact or not, he's ejected from the game. He should be ejected from the game.
Would there be a subsequent suspension beyond that, Stu?
Well, you don't know that. I mean, that's for the league office to review. But in game, if you take a swing with a closed or an open hand, whether you make contact or not, it's an automatic ejection.
Have you ever seen a game with more stoppage than this game?
It's been a while.
Think about how long players have stood around waiting for reviews, waiting for decisions.
And at this point, you know, if you're Golden State, you feel like you're starting to get some momentum. Not a bad defensive quarter when you compare to giving up 86 in the first half. They've only given up to 23 points at this point, so they've had a terrific defensive quarter. And seems to me like they're just starting to get a stretch here where they're going to be able to attack that second team of Cleveland.
And conversely, you talk about fatigue. This is going to help Cleveland. Yeah. All these stoppages allow for rest. They allow LeBron, allow Kyrie to catch a blow. And, you know, these stops and starts, I think, is to Cleveland's advantage.
I agree with that, and then I ask you this question. However, when you stop and it's for this long, can a player start to kind of cool down a little bit? He's, you know, getting out of that rhythm that they may have had. You had Korver finally hit a shot. You know, can't go back to him right away because of all the stoppage. I don't know, there's a lot to think about on this.
I just want to know what jam Draymond has in his brain right now. He's got no beats on. There's no music in the arena right now. You know, what song does he have in his head? Because he's into it.
Draymond dances to the beat of his own tune. And I guess it's been determined that that was not going to be flagrant.
Okay. Double text.
Call.
Shump and Zaza called for double text. That is a break for Golden State.
Without question. Now, you still have the possibility of a post-game review.
And you see LeBron came over and got on the inside of Iguodala, the basket side. They did not do that last game and gave up 2 free throw attempts, covering the inside shoulder.
So Golden State wins, and Kevin Durant is swatted by RJ, but he can't control. Another break for Golden State. Let's see if they can take advantage. Livingston with a wraparound. Curry dribbles into a 3 and no. That looked like it was out of bounds off of Cleveland.
Tell you what, I was surprising. It looked like they reset the shot clock on that possession after the block. Not sure why they did that because Cleveland didn't get possession of the basketball. Jefferson lost his balance there. And that looks like, to your point, Rick, clearly it looked like it was off LeBron on that possession.
Stu, the refs are having a tough night tonight.
Yeah, they'd probably like to have this game back.
LeBron with a crossover, a bum rush move there on Curry. See if D. Will can hit another one.
Wow, I tell you
The
what.
seal has been broken on Darren Williams.
What a
Cleveland's
welcome.
night.
Well,
Yeah.
it's still time, but what a welcome sight if you're a Cavs fan. The fact that Darren Williams and Kyle Korver both hit a 3 here in this quarter.
Leads back to 19. Curry and Thompson have been non-existent in this game, and as I say that, Curry smashes a very difficult 3. 10 seconds to go in the third quarter. LeBron step back over Iguodala. It is Cleveland's night.
Right back at you.
2.7 for Durant. He will hoist. Line drive. Whew. That looked like it was going to go. 115-96. Cleveland trying to stay alive and force a game 5 and looking good with 12 to go.